So obviously excited about getting that win. It's a hard fought win. They're always hard. These games are hard to win, and we knew it would be a fist fight all the way to the end. It was. I was proud of our team. Our defense just played so well. We had a few times where we bent. In the first half, their scoring drive, they had gotten a chop block penalty, and it was 1st and 25, and they gained 21 on first down, and they were able to turn the sticks. But I'm really proud of the defense for stopping them there and forcing them to get a field goal. In the first half, offensively, we got in the red zone a couple of times and stalled out, had to settle for field goals. The second half of that opening drive was really a great drive, and I think just more indicative of what we'd like to be running the football. So it's a great win. I'm glad we found a way, and that takes a lot out of you emotionally because it is such a big game. But proud of our guys. Just a chance now to play for the CIC trophy in 43 days. But obviously, that's a long way away. We're not going to talk about that until the time comes. But I'm glad we at least have a chance to play for it.
Josh starts out.
Coach, how much of this game is a clincher win for you guys? Bryson's not unable to play next man up. The way defense steps up, everybody does their job, so to speak, and Kanye really put shoulders a little bit.
That's a good lesson for our players. They're all going to serve in the Army, and some of them will serve in units where things happen and somebody has to step up. And if the pilot that's flying the helicopter can't fly the helicopter, you don't just take the day off to find somebody else to fly the helicopter. And when they're jumping out of the helicopter, somebody turns their ankle and they can't do their job on the flank or in the middle of the formation. They don't just throw the white flag up and say, oh, well, we can't do it now. Somebody's got to step up. And it's a good lesson for them. And Dwayne's perfectly capable. He's talented enough. He's smart. He's a good football player. And we didn't do all the things in the first half, particularly to help him. We didn't help him enough. And give credit to the other side. They put up a good fight. And but there were times we were able to run the ball effectively. We did it better in the second half. And I'm proud of our team for finding a way to win that game. I don't care how you win. I don't care how ugly or pretty or just finding a way to win that game is important, and I'm glad we did.
Ken?
Coach, is there anything you can say on Bryson Daly's situation, and just how did you work with Dwayne this week to prepare him to play today?
We prepared. We've been preparing Dwayne to be the quarterback since we started preseason camp, and we had Cale Helms and Ethan Washington and all those guys, because everybody on our team that's not a starter is one snap away from being a starter. And the starter goes down, somebody's got to go in and perform. And we can't have a dip in the performance of the unit because somebody else has to step in. And so he's very prepared. Cody Worley, our offense coordinator, does a tremendous job coaching those guys. He's the quarterback's coach. Calls a really good game for the things that they can do. And so I felt like Dwayne was prepared, and so were the other guys if need be. I've got no status update for you on Branson.
Okay. Just in the third quarter, what was the thought? Kanye went out, had 7 carries for 53 yards. Dwayne had 2 carries, one was for 15 yards, setting up that key touchdown. What were you saying to the team during that and preparing for it?
The second half drive?
Yeah, in the third quarter.
We talked about it at halftime, the importance of going out there and being able to run some of our base run schemes and do it effectively. It's something we've been doing all year and needed to be able to do in the second half if we were going to hope to win. And if we couldn't run our base stuff, then we probably didn't deserve it. So we did a much better job in the second half than we did in the first.
Just keys on defense, I think it was 6 sacks and several interceptions, and playing a quarterback Quentin Hayes you weren't sure of, and their version of the offense. What was key on defense to hold them to 3 points?
Having the lead helped because it forced them into having to press a little bit and probably maybe be uncharacteristic. They had to throw the ball some. We got them in some long yardage situations, and we're able to get some sacks in those situations. So I think it helped to have a lead. It does in this game because they're so closely contested, and trust me, you just feel that angst every single play of the game. And so our defense came up with a lot of plays. The interceptions were huge, the sacks, those were big, and just really proud of our guys.
Thank you.
Coach, the offensive line really seemed to come alive in the second half, as well as Kanye. Talk about that if you could.
I think we just assessed what we had been doing. We get an opportunity, obviously, to look at the iPads, and that helps in discussing just what we're seeing, what we're doing, what we're not doing very well. And there were some times just we didn't sustain blocks, and that's credit to the guy on the other side. He's beating the block. But there were times too we didn't block the right guy, and that always just agonizes me more than anything. But they were changing their fronts, and sometimes we just didn't communicate well enough. That happens. It's hard to play perfect. I wish we could. We got to try to do that. But I thought the O-line really kind of felt challenged in the second half, and they stepped up the game. Kanye ran the ball really hard. I was proud of him. Took care of the ball. That was key.
Chris.
Jeff, I know you guys have scored a lot of points and run for a lot of yards this year, but any team that wins the championship, invariably you got to grind a couple out. To have one like this today in such an important game, how much will that pay dividends for you guys going forward?
It was the first real adversity that we had faced this year. Just kind of where we had our backs to the wall, we had to fight. And that's good for our football team. And you knew it was coming. Cody Winokur said maybe after game 1, maybe game 3, we're playing here at home. He said adversity's coming. We got to be prepared for it. You know that there's going to be a time we're going to have to really fight. And today was the day. And we knew that would be the case from the onset. That it wasn't going to surprise us. We knew it was coming. Every one of these games, I've been part of 11 in a row here against those guys, and a lot of them have been really close. And this is a close football game, and the scores, a little bit, maybe not indicative of what a closely contested, hard-fought football game it was. But I hope that'll help us. I hope that'll help us when, at times when we have adversity, have our backs to the wall, and so this is a tough team. I think we got a mentally tough team. Which you have to be if you're going to be physically tough and play rugged like I think our guys do. And they're well done. It's good leadership from within. Our players, our seniors, our captains are doing a really good job leading the team.
I don't want to ask you to guess, but you hope to get Bryson back at some point this year.
I hope to get him back this week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We fully expect to get him back. I hope to do this week.
Coach, earlier in the week you mentioned that statistically you look at one stat in particular, the turnover battle, and winning that 75% of the time. Winning that means you win more than 75% of the time or so. Today your team did that, and I thought your defense seemed to turn it up a notch and realize how close the game it was and do what they had to do. Could you talk about that?
I think our entire team was playing the game very high intensity and really good effort. I think our guys were playing really hard and playing tough. The defense, I think, felt that responsibility that when the offense had to punt, the defense had to go out there, that we had to get them off the field. And they made some plays, as I said, but we came up with some plays of our own with the sacks and the interceptions, and they had a couple of fourth downs. They had the fourth down run by the quarterback when he scrambled. They had the fourth down pass on their sideline over there, and we didn't fold the tents, or nobody went and finger pointed or anything like that. Just lined the next play and responded. And I'm really proud of them for that. That's, I think what Chris was asking, just that resiliency, that mental toughness.
You wore the black flags on your helmets today.
Mm.
This was 100% a black flag game, would you say, today?
Oh, for sure. This game always is. And it's really neat to wear the skull and crossbones of the black flag. Thanks to Rich DeMarco for that. He really pushed that and has made that an official logo for us, which gave us the opportunity to wear that. And that symbol and what that means to this team, to this brotherhood, for decades, and what it means to our team now. Just really, I think our guys were excited to do that. They really pretty fired up to see those helmets when they came in the locker room.
And go ahead, Matt.
Coach, so in the third quarter, your offense was about 13 minutes after the game. It was 4th and 2, and you guys converted on the first down, which led to a touchdown. So talk about how important of a play that was in the game.
All right, it was 4th down and 2, yes, and we converted and then scored a touchdown on the drive. It was not really a go number. At that point in the game, in the score, it was a punt at 2, but the way the game was going, I just felt like we needed to maintain possession of the ball. And Kanye made a good run. We blocked it really well, and he got it handily, which was a big play, certainly. And that score was big for us. So any points in these games, any points are big. And to get a touchdown in these games is huge, obviously.
And also talk about Air Force in their fourth quarter with Air Force's offense. They were driving the ball a couple times, and just talk about how your defense stepped up tremendously in the fourth quarter.
They did. I mentioned the 2 4th and longs that they had. Give them credit. It's not easy to convert a 4th and 11. I think it was, and then I don't know what the one was of the pass. It was longer than that. I think we just sacked the quarterback. So it's not easy to convert those. But as I said, the defense they didn't flinch. They played the next play, and didn't allow the play before or the disappointment of letting them stay out there affect the next play, and we came up with interceptions on both of those. It was the same drive. I can't remember.
We're going to go to Zoom for a couple. Ken McMillan.
Jeff, congratulations on the win. I know you don't want to really add anything to Bryson being out, but what did you say to him this week when it was kind of decided he wasn't going to play? What coach, quarterback.
Say to him?
Yes.
I said I felt really bad for him because there are no bigger games in an Army football player's career than the academy games. And I know how disappointed he was to not be able to play these guys today. And so just felt bad for him. He wanted to be a part of it, but he doesn't realize what a big part of it he was today. Just the confidence he's given this football team to be able to go out and play like we did today is built off the success we've had with him as our quarterback. So he'll get healthy and he'll be playing again, but it's disappointing to miss these games, and I knew that and I acknowledged that, and so that was that.
What role did he play this week and today?
He just is he's a captain. He's a great leader. Our guys have tremendous respect for him, and that doesn't end. That doesn't end when he's not able to play. Perfect example is Tyrell Robinson for me. Tyrell Robinson didn't play the first half of the season and came into the East Carolina game last week, hadn't played since last December. And nothing has changed in terms of his leadership, the respect our guys have for him, what he meant to the locker room. So all through all that, he was continuing to encourage our guys and coach our guys and lead our guys. And Bryson did the same, and he'll continue to do that. So you find your role, and what you can do to contribute that week or that game. We had guys today that maybe didn't play as much as they have in the first 7 games. And we had some guys play today that played way more than they did in the first 7 games. And it's just their role today. So everybody takes on the job and the role that they have, and hopefully we do it well enough as a unit.
What do you like about Dwayne Coleman, and did you see anything from him today that maybe you didn't expect or haven't seen?
Oh, I don't know if I saw anything that I didn't expect or hadn't seen. I thought he showed great poise. Early in the game, we had the drag route that he hit to Casey Reynolds over the middle. He got some pressure. He didn't panic. He just kind of took a couple back pedal steps, saw him clear, and dropped it in there. But that was a really great play. He's confident. I assure you that Dwayne Coleman wasn't scared or apprehensive about playing. He was excited to play, and he's been waiting for this opportunity. And so I'm just really proud of how he handled the team, handled the offense, and did his part. And like I said, we could have helped him a little more. There'll be things we see on film that we'll correct and done. We should have done this, or we could have done this, or we might have hit this run in this scene. Hug this block a little bit more. That's an opportunity to coach him and get better. And fortunately, if there were mistakes, I'm sure there were. We didn't pay the ultimate price. The best thing he did all day was take care of football. He didn't turn the football over. He didn't turn it over. And when we did drop it on the ground, he was wise enough to get on it and make sure we still had it. So that's the best thing he did all day.
Last thing, was this your best defensive outing of the season?
I would say.
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if our defense could have been asked to do more than they did. Obviously, there were some plays there, like I said, there was first and 25 at one point, and they converted and got a field goal on that drive. We had them in the 4th and 11. We scrambled and got them. We had a pass down our sideline on 4th down that they converted and got it down there in the scoring territory. But with the exception of the one in the first half, we found a way to get them off the field. And came up with 3 big interceptions, and that was great. Nate Wood just does a tremendous job defending this option offense that we saw today, and he's done a great job throughout his career. I mean, I coached against him when I was Georgia Southern. I got so sick of playing against him. So, as I said, I can't beat him, join him. So I'm glad we got him on our staff, and he's doing a terrific job.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good luck, nice guy.
Hey, Coach Monken. Kanye had a big game, and then Dwayne Coleman got a lot of carries. There wasn't a ton of stuff to the perimeter. Was that just because of Air Force's familiarity with your offense, or kind of more taking what they gave you?
We thought it might be a little difficult to get it to the perimeter. We did a couple of times and they ran us down. There's a lot of factors involved. And frankly, we didn't think we were going to get much out there. And we tried a couple of times, and when we did, we didn't get as much as we hoped. And it felt like trying to take that thing straight ahead and hammer the ball interior and give it to the Kanye wheel was really good one. It was probably going to serve us best and try to do what we do best.
And then last question, fake field goal from the 31. Was that play supposed to go to the end zone, or were there a couple different options there? Or?
It was.
Okay.
It's something we practiced and just didn't work out. The ball placement could have probably been a little bit better, but that's our holder/punter, and Bo was a high school quarterback and a baseball player, so he's got a good enough arm. Just didn't probably put it exactly where he would have liked to have put it. But he gave him a chance.
Thanks, everybody.